Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I am talking about my top 10 favorite movies of all time. So I've done a top 10 favorite TV shows of all time and a top 10 favorite books of all time, which I'll leave linked down below. So obviously I felt like I had to do a top 10 favorite movies of all time. I'm thinking of doing like either songs or albums next. Let me know which ones you think I should do. So these are my top 10, but I feel like the order is very mixed up. I couldn't for the life of me decide what was number one and like whatever. So basically these are just my favorites. I don't really have them numberized or anything because it's really hard for me, but these are my top 10. And I will say that a lot of these are not masterpieces. They are just movies that I love and that I've loved for a very long time, that I can rewatch over and over again and not get sick of, movies that have made me feel things, and it's just like, they're my favorite movies. They're not, you know, some of them are going to be a movie you consider horrible, but I love. So just take that with a grain of salt and let's just get into the video. As I said, there's no order, so I'm just gonna kind of go with how I piled them up here. High School Musical is definitely a favorite movie of mine. I love this movie so much. I've seen it a million times and it's a movie I haven't watched in a really long time, but I know that I will never get sick of it, and like if it's ever playing on like Disney or something, like I will have to watch it. Like I'll have to stop what I'm doing and just watch it because I love this movie so much. It just means so much to me, and I mean it was the beginning of like my fangirling stages, really. If you don't know what High School Musical is about, it follows Troy and Gabriella, who meet this one night on New Year's Eve, and they have like this moment of singing karaoke together, and then they go their separate ways. School starts back up after like the holidays, and they discover that they go to the same school, and there's like this whole musical theater thing going on at the school, and it's just really great. I mean, who hasn't seen High School Musical? I'm horrible at explaining it, but I love this movie so much. It's definitely a favorite. Next I have is Gone Girl. This is a movie I actually saw in theaters, which is very rare. I don't really go see a lot of movies. I have to be like super passionate about the movie to go see it. But I had read the book by Gillian Flynn and absolutely loved that book and just knew I had to go see the movie, and the movie is like a masterpiece. It's so wonderful, beautiful, horrible, and just a roller coaster. I love this movie so much. If you don't know what Gone Girl is about, it follows a husband and a wife who are celebrating their wedding anniversary. The day of, I think, the anniversary, the wife goes missing, and the media and everything all points to the husband. There are things happening that give evidence to pointing him to like killing his wife and all of these things, and it's just like this mystery trying to uncover what really happened, and it's so damn good. I love this movie so much. Next is Divergent. This is also another book to movie adaptation that I saw in theaters. I had read the book when shortly around when it came out and like was really hyped and everything, and read the book, really loved the book, and was super excited for the movie. I was like on Twitter when they announced all the casting stuff, and it was like really exciting. So I was very, very excited to go see this movie. I got a tattoo the day I went to go see Divergent, so I was feeling very Dauntless-like. I got my first tattoo that day and went to go see the movie. It was kind of like a birthday celebration. I feel like a lot of people who love The Hunger Games probably won't like this, because it's a dystopian society, so it's very similar in that way. Personally, I love Divergent more. This follows a world where they are divided into 5 factions, which are basically like personality types. Every year when you get to reach a certain age, you basically get to choose if you want to leave your faction that you were born into and join a new one. Our main character does that, but she also later discovers that she's more than one faction, and in that world that is very dangerous, and basically she threatens the whole government with what she is, I guess. And I think if you like action-packed, like young adult movies, young adult dystopians, or like any kind of like post-apocalyptic slash like, yeah, dystopian society, I think you'd really, really enjoy this. I mean, it's a favorite, so. Then we have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is my favorite. I think it's my favorite movie out of all of them, which is a very big statement to put out there, but I think it is my favorite. I love the whole vibe of this movie. I love the whole setting. I love the whole like just aura around it. Like I just think it's one of the most atmospheric movies in this series. I don't think I need to explain Harry Potter to you guys. I think we all know that. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite. I also feel like I love it because I love Sirius Black, and I mean, this is kind of the beginning of his story too. I also just think the whole like time turner thing is really cool to me. Like going back in time or like going into the future is like really cool to me. I don't know. Anyways, this is my favorite movie in the Harry Potter saga. Then of course we have Twilight. There's not much I have to say about Twilight. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. I love Twilight. I think it's started a lot of things for me. It started my reading career, basically, like my reading journey. So that has a huge importance to me, and there's something about these movies that are like utterly addictive, and I absolutely love them, and I'm not ashamed to say that I love Twilight, the movies and the books. Like I love it, and I really don't care. So it's a favorite. It's a favorite. The next movie that is a favorite is Weepah Way for Now, which is kind of like an indie film. I just love this movie. I love the whole vibes. I love the atmosphere. I love everything about this movie. It's so unique, which I think is also why I love it so much. It follows two sisters who have like this music career. They are dealing with their parents being separated, and then also a tragedy happens which brings the sisters closer together. And it's just a really beautiful story, and it's very unique. It's told by a mysterious narrator, and you kind of figure out as the story goes along like who the narrator is and the connection to the sisters. I just think it's a beautiful movie, and if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. Sorry if you can hear beeping in the background. They're doing construction. It's very annoying. The next movie is Before I Disappear. And this is also somewhat of a indie film. This follows this guy who is very depressed and low in life, and he gets a call from his sister, who he doesn't really have any contact with, asking him to watch her daughter for a few hours. And the story takes off from there. This story is very, very hard to watch. I definitely do say trigger warnings for self-harm and addiction and like suicide and stuff. It's pretty dark, but I think it deals with the topics pretty well. I just thought it was a beautiful, heartbreaking movie. I've only watched it twice because it's really hard to watch at some times, but I think overall it's, I guess, beautiful. I really have another word. It's a very hard-hitting movie, and I just absolutely love it, and I think everybody should watch it if you can handle the subject matter. Someone on Letterboxd said it was like bold filmmaking, and I totally agree. This is such a bold movie, and I think it's brilliant. I love it. Then I have The Little Mermaid. This is my favorite Disney movie of all time. Ariel's my favorite Disney princess, obviously, but I love The Little Mermaid so much. It's a movie that my mom says she was sick of watching and listening to because that was all I watched as a kid. So I just love The Little Mermaid, and even now, like, I still love it, and it's still a favorite. Like, I can't not watch it and like love it. Like, I have to consider it one of my favorites. I just do. And the second last movie on this list is The Nice Guys. This is a movie that pleasantly surprised me. I didn't really expect to love it that much, but I think the whole atmosphere, the whole setting, the whole vibes of it, like, I just was totally into it. It's basically about these like two polar opposite detectives who come together to find this missing girl. It takes place in the 70s, and I just think it captures the whole, I keep saying vibe, but like the whole setting of like the 70s. And I just think it's so fun and cool and funny. Really great, and I really wish we'd get a sequel at some point. Probably not, because it didn't really do good in theaters. If you have the chance to watch it, please go watch it, because it is just such a great movie, super unique and different and fresh. I loved it. And the last movie I have on this list is Moulin Rouge, and this is also another movie that pleasantly surprised me. I had watched Ewan McGregor in Star Wars, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love him. So I decided to watch like more of his movies. And obviously Moulin Rouge is a very popular and well-known movie, and I had never seen it before, so I watched it and I fell completely in love with it. I don't really think I'm a fan of musicals, but when I watch musicals, I'm like, I love musicals. Like, I never really think I'm a fan of them until I watch a really good one, and I'm like, yeah, I love musicals. This was so unique and different, very unique. Like the most weirdest movie I've ever seen. The intro to this movie is very strange. I almost stopped watching, but I say give it like 20 minutes into the movie and then you're gonna be hooked. But like the first beginning is very weird and like I might turn you off, but keep watching because it gets so much better, and like by the end of the movie you're gonna be sobbing your eyes out basically. It follows this guy who's like a young poet, and his dream is obviously to have great poems and stuff, and he gets involved in this like club musical thing called Moulin Rouge, and he falls in love with one of the stars, and it's basically about them carrying on their affair and things threatening their relationship, and it's just a really weird movie and I absolutely love it. And they also sing really popular songs that you've probably heard of before, and they put like this really cool spin on them. It's so unique. Like it's such a unique movie, and I have nothing but good things to say about it, so go watch it. So these are my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your top 10 favorite movies of all time. I know it's really hard to choose and I kept changing my answers a lot, but these are definitely all of my favorites. I will also have my Letterboxd linked down below so you can go check out all of my movie reviews and movies that I have on my watch list and stuff. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!